Well, hello there, I'm Keith, and thanks for watching the video. I'm doing this on July 28th, 2020, and thank God, the COVID is sort of over. I hope it's over when you're still watching this. I date this because so far what we know right now is that we don't know if the SHL is going or not going. I'm going back to California, and I'm not sure when they're going to let me come back, so I don't know when the games will start or whatever, so there may be some updates to this video after this date. This is what we know as of this date, and what I'm going to explain is how to hook this up without me if I'm in California. So what we used to do, and if you were with us before, and Rob is our cameraman today. Hello, Rob. Nice to see you. And if you're Chris or some of the others who have joined us in the past, what we normally do, if you recall, is we used our iPad as our switcher, and we had the iRig Duo. Now the Duo had it where it's powered. We had two microphones coming in. That came out to the Firewire into the iPad, and that's how we did our audio. And then we used Wi-Fi out to the internet, and that's how we broadcast. So that's basically how we did it, and we had a power connector here. If I'm not here in Bangkok, we're going to do it a little bit differently this time. What's going to work, and if you're familiar with Zoom, is I'm going to email you or line you a link. And on that link, you'll start the link just like Zoom, and we will have, in a sense, two cameras that are connected through the internet, feeding separately to me in California on the iPad, where I'll be directing the games on the iPad. So that's the easy part. So we'll send you a link. You just tap the link, your camera will come up, whether it's a Samsung or an iPhone, it doesn't matter. Any camera, for the most part, or any phone, really, any phone camera will work and feed to me. Now it's going to give us camera audio, which we really don't want, because obviously we're going to have play-by-play announcers and things like that. So that's what this video is all about, is how we're going to do that. So the first part is you're going to get the link in your email or line, and that'll fire up the camera. Now the next part is to show you how we're going to do audio. Like we used to do it here before, but now what's going to happen is we have what's called we have two of these. It's called an SC6. So if you want to zoom in on that, it's an SC6, and let me hold up the box.
Not working. Oh, I haven't zoomed in, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, you were all the way zoomed in?
Yeah.
All right, so it's the SC6. So this connector, if you want to just zoom out, Rob. So this is a 2-input microphone in and 1 headphone out. Okay, so what we would do is, let's say we have 2 headphones. We will take the red, so this is a headphone, and I'm going to show you that it has a red and green output, for red being microphone, green being headphone. Put the red, we have 2 microphone inputs. So our 2 announcers can go into this. So we'll have red going in, we're going to start 1. Now and then this has a headphone out. Now, as you know, if you have either a Samsung or an iPhone, you know that you don't have a headphone connector. You either have a lightning connector or you have a Type-C connector for your Samsung phone. So in this case, I'm going to demonstrate this with the iPhone, but I'm going to take I'm going to take the headphone out into the headphone in here and into lightning, and then that would go into your camera that is here, and then you would broadcast the game. So then the headphones, we've got 1 microphone in. Now to hear it, we would have, let's say we have a crew of 4. We have 2 camera people and 2 announcers. Now the 2 camera people don't necessarily need to talk. They just need to listen to the director, me, who's back in California. So on the output of this, we have a Belkin, and we also have a cheap knockoff, because we have 2 of these, but let's start with the Belkin one. So this will either have this one or this one. You're going to connect that to the headphone out, which is right here. So can you see that, Rob? Or
Do you want to zoom in?
Okay. So that goes into the headphone in there. You'll see there's little markings with microphone in and headphone. You'll see that. So put that in there. Then take your green output from your headphone and put it in there. then that will all work. So what will happen is you will have, right now and then you can put another headphone in. So I have these bagged up and they all have the same connectors. You can put another red headphone into here and then up to 5 headphones out with the green out to listen for camera people, floor people, whatever you may have. Okay? Rob, did that make sense to you?
Makes sense? Yeah.
Okay. So now I have done all that. So just normally you would take things apart, but in this situation I'm going to leave it all together, at least on one, so you can see how we did it. So once again to review, headphone wires coming out. There's 2 wires, red and green. Red being microphone. Red goes into microphone. There's up to 2. You'll see there's another one here for 2, and then a headphone out going to the Belkin out. And then that coming out of the long one on the side here going into either, I'm leaving the Wi-Fi, the lightning on here, but we also have the Type C one as well. So here's the box for that, and here's the box for those. So you'll find those in the package. I'm going to leave these all connected for at least one set. So now, take that, I'm going to wrap the wires up. A little tangle, and let's wrap that up. And I'm putting that into this plastic bag. Okay, so I'll do that and not waste your time to do that. There are other plastic bags, so Rob, if you want to show them, there's other plastic bags here of the other headphones. They'll be in the bag. Okay, so they're all bagged up. The next thing is you're going to have your other audio along, if you want to put the Belkin one in there, or if you break down on one of these, in there, in another bag. We have all 4 of these connectors. One's already on one of the headphones. The other 3 that you may need, 2 Type C and another Lightning for 2 different cameras. They're in this bag here, ready to go. This one SC6 is on the headphones already. Here's a second one for your second camera. Up there, we've got that in a bag. These are called the SC4. This is in case you have a black connector on one of your headphones instead of the 2 green, and it doesn't quite work right. You could take the SC4 and go that, or you can also use the SC4. What it is 1 black connector out to a headphone adapter. So instead of using the SC6, which has 2, this just has 1. So if it happens that you have your play-by-play announcer on one camera and you have your color commentator on another camera, or there happens to be that you don't, and for whatever reason you don't need to have a back with the camera people or anything else, you could use these. So those are available to you as well. You probably won't use this, but that's what we've got. Finally, the last thing that we have is in this Pro plug-in bag here is your emergency audio kit. Okay, if by chance all this doesn't work for whatever reason, or it just gets set up wrong and you need audio. So sometimes headphones break or don't work, or who knows what the connection is. One thing you can always be sure of is a Shure microphone. Shure microphones always work. They'll work in a nuclear holocaust. So plug the Shure microphone here. It's got the 3 adapters to the 3 adapters in here. Just plug those in like that. Coming out, we have a lightning out. So this will only work for an iPhone. We have an iPhone, so we have lightning out, and we have a headphone out. So basically what this is 1 mic going directly to the camera with a headphone jack to hear it out. So this is your emergency. If there's a bunch of headphones and a bunch of people and everything is just messed up and not working, and you still need to get play-by-play audio for whatever reason, and maybe things just got messed up or are not hooked up right, this will work 99.9% of the time. So, but you'll need an iPhone for that. So the iPhone, 1 camera iPhone, 1 microphone into the lightning connector. If everything goes down the drain, this is your emergency hookup. The microphone will be in the black bag, and everything on the emergency stuff will be here in the white bag. So between all this stuff, you will not have access. I will have the iRig. So the one thing I showed you that we had before, the iRig, will not, I don't know if I'm zoomed in. Am I zoomed in? Can I see the iRig? Or here's the iRig.
Hang on. Okay.
The iRig that we used to have, I'll have that with me in California, so you won't have access to that. But everything else you'll have, and I will have the iPad with me as well. Any questions? You can write me, and so hopefully I'll be back in time and you won't even have to see this video. And there also may be, of course, updates to this video as things develop and change. But that's the latest as of in July, right before I leave to go to California. Wish me well. I hope this isn't my funeral one. I hope I don't get COVID or shot or whatever happens in California. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Rob, for shooting this, and we'll see you on the rink. And hello again, everyone. This is Keith Mueller, and this is an October 2020 update on basically how to get your smartphone hooked up to feed to California in the Switcher Studio so we can broadcast the game. The first thing that will happen is that you're going to get an email or a line message or something when you sign up that will give you the URL to get into the system. Sort of like if you've done Zoom, you understand. It works basically the same way. You'll then get asked if you'll give permission for your iPhone or your Android device to use your microphone. You'll say yes or allow. Next, you'll be asked if you'll allow them to use access to the camera. You'll say allow or yes. Next, you'll see where it asks you to use the front or rear camera. You'll get a dialog box. Pick the back camera. Next, you'll be asked about the microphone. Use either iPhone microphone, or if it comes up with something else that says you're using an external microphone, like the headphones or things, we will probably go with that. We'll have to see how that works out from the rink. Next, you'll see a text box to put your name. Put your name there. Next, you'll see a toggle that says remote camera. You can either toggle that on or off. If you have remote camera mode off, you will see in the big screen on your camera the return program video. And in a little small box, you will see your camera. That may be a bit confusing. So the other way to go is to go with the toggle in the remote camera mode, which would just see your camera coming out only, but not seeing program coming back. You're going to have to play with that along with your announcers to see if they want to see the remote feed coming back or not. And we'll have to work through that when we get closer to game time. Finally, hit the big red box, Join Room, and that should bring you into our switcher here in California, and we should be able to see the cameras and hear the audio, and everything should work just fine. At least that's the plan. So that's how you set up and get your camera into Switcher Studio and into feeding me here in California to be able to switch the game. Any questions? Don't hesitate to write me, email, or line.